You might have to stay in here and listen to that.
Now, are we recording? Do we know
We
that?
are now. We should be.
Yeah, it does say stop recording.
Right, correct. So I work on that. And then that's, this is in addition to this one. It's part of our, these two are yours, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I was confused. Okay, I think we can start.
Okay, just want to remind everybody that you're basically speaking into that microphone there, so make sure that you speak clearly.
Is it on?
It is.
You don't know that we're using this one. We're using the camera and the microphone are the same.
Oh.
And if you speak up, it's fine.
What about the ones on the table? Are they working?
They're not, no, we don't have them.
Okay, if that's the case, I'm gonna sit here.
You're still on?
Yes, people. Okay, call the meeting to order. Calling the board meeting to order. And first is the roll call. Okay. No, I think we're doing, yes, roll call. On order.
Okay.
Board member Cindy Jones. Here. Board member Jacob McAlvin. Board member Iris Ramos. Board member Monica Rasco. Here. And board member Dorothy Casey. I haven't voted in yet. Okay. Are you Nan Simpson? Terry Bernie Visit.
ERRI-BURNEY-BISETT.
And then we move on to public comments. As long as we do have a public comment. And I think,
You know what, I don't even know what the agenda is, but I think that it has something to do with Oakville, might come up, and if it does, you'll probably come up. I just wanted to know if anything was being said about it or not. So, and I'll wait to see.
well, let's see, on the agenda, we're not specifically talking about Oakville specifically. I mean, it will come up. But if you want to, yeah, we'd love to hear what your comments are. We would. Like your concern over.
You want to do it now? Well, Brent lives around, there's a green belt between Brent, behind his house, and it's across the street from my house.
It's right where Terry is living now, just moved there. It's going to Circle.
Oh, really? Oh, you're in,
Clyde's.
Clyde's old house. I've met you on the street.
Oh,
You've got a
okay,
vest on and everything. So it affects you too. The Oakville that the people across the street from me have not addressed at all. They have dead trees in the front. I know I'm supposed to put in a complaint. I don't think I'm ready to do that, but it brought up, I had to spend $2,100 to get my trees, done. And that's not expensive compared to most treatments and stuff. And so it's a serious thing right now. That oak wilt is moving. If you don't do something to your trees, you're definitely going to lose them at some point. Because it was coming across there. You had to do your trees, and then it just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it just stopped, and then like someone right before the pandemic, and then it started moving again, and it caught me off guard because I've been watching it for so many years, and then, So anyway, I had to treat my trees recently, and it's a big deal, and I've been trying to warn all my neighbors, and I didn't know, somebody on next door has said a couple of times that, that maybe this is something the city should get into addressing, educating, probably not covering costs of, but, just whatever to bring it up more, because it's a huge problem, and it's just going to get worse if we don't stop it,
If I could step in real quick, our meeting, our council meeting, this Thursday, afternoon, 4:30. We have like the Forestry Service coming to give a presentation.
Oh.
They'll have the first like 30 minutes of the council meeting on Thursday. His name is Carl Flocky. And
Yeah, I
he
did
is,
that for our neighborhood one time.
yeah, so
Did you
he's
come to
like,
that?
I didn't.
I had the whole neighborhood involved, and I got the tourist guy
Yeah.
to come and talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he's coming this Thursday.
okay, then I'll try to make that. Oh, Whitney Miller. I go by Miller, you probably know about Miller.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Tell everybody the presentation.
I will do that. I'll put it on next door or something. You know,
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and go there. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Miller,
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I mean, let me say this, we can't talk too much because it's an open record still, but I did the treatment as well, and it saved our trees. I mean, everyone around us, they're bad, but ours are still attached. So
But you had to do it twice, right? And it's very expensive. I mean, that's why they said across the street that they didn't do it, because they couldn't afford it, but now they've got a lot more expensive.
Dead trees.
That is the point, we shouldn't, that Deborah brought up, if you treat it, it's less expensive than having the tree removed when it's dead.
Or even property values
Mhm.
lost. So, okay, I'll tell everybody about Thursday. Thank you very much.
See you later.
Just a point of order, so when public comment is made, we're not allowed to comment. Yeah, we're not.
You can make it like a statement of fact, like he's saying that meeting.
But,
but,
yeah,
yeah,
like that, but
Typically,
not.
but he's a neighbor, and I figured, whatever, you know, but yeah, generally it's true, you're right. Welcome back, Maureen.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the. Right, yeah. Okay, let me see, I think you could. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Approving the tree board minutes from June 13. I move to approve the tree board minutes from June 13th.
Second?
You second?
No, I'm saying, I'm asking for a second. Second?
Try to keep you in mind.
So then we'll take the vote, then take the vote.
Call
Board Member Rasco,
Aye.
Board Member Tazian,
Aye.
Board Member Jones,
Aye. Yeah, no, there's not the two. Okay, discuss the two. Okay. Two, discuss and take appropriate action on accepting the recommended tree board ordinance. And is that something the city council has already? Okay, so I think before we can discuss it, we have to make a motion.
well, the ordinance wasn't changed from the last time you saw it, so I don't know if you really want to discuss it, because the ordinance wasn't changed.
Oh, that, okay.
Yeah.
Recommendations you made, or
Well, right, so Councilmember Hines is redoing putting the changes in that were suggested, so
If nothing's happened.
nothing's happened.
Okay, so we can just pretty much move on with that. Okay. Do we have to take a motion to move on to that? Do we need a motion? Okay. Let's report and discuss the tree inventory as the deadline. All of you wonderful people, thank you, thank you. Thankful we got more needs. Okay, so do I need to make?
No, because this is a report.
Okay, report, okay. All right, well, I think that we have all the trees inventoried and we have, we'll decide which way to put it in. Wow, this is great. And you guys included the canopy, we didn't do that. You estimated canopy, but that's really nice. You all did a really nice job. It's, most of them are live oak. We had a few that we couldn't identify with what they were, but most of them we could. Anybody else have a comment about it? Hi.
Is, let me see, I have two here.
Yes, those are Iris and ours, and I didn't get the other section.
Okay.
So
Is that coming
that's-
in this or?
No, they're all three of them.
Okay, so these.
Yeah, we'll have to put it in
Okay,
one complete way.
got it. Now, I'm looking at this one here, it says Woodcreek Tree Board Tree Survey, June, July 2022. Location, City Hall, 41 Champion Circle. That's not just this address. It's,
No, this is how Iris wrote it up. I thought it was confusing too.
what does this cover?
There's all of the south area, so we
This is
split
the
the
south
city
area?
into three parts, north, central, south.
This
This
is the
is
south.
south, that's south area.
Okay, so the south area is the one that says Woodcreek Tree Board Tree Survey, June/July 2022. Okay, south area. Starting there.
Yeah.
And then a handwritten one, what is that for?
That's the one for the Veterans Plaza.
Veterans
Memorial
Plaza?
Plaza.
Okay, got it, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it's trying.
Yeah.
And then this one here, the spreadsheet, what is that for?
That's to the north.
North.
I
Okay.
didn't get the spreadsheet. Okay, here's another copy. No, here's one other copy.
Do we have anything for the central yet?
Yes, the central is on the spreadsheet.
Okay, so this is the north and the central.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't clear on that. Because again, the second page I put central,
Okay,
and on the first page I put north section.
you're talking about this?
Mhm.
Okay.
At the top it says north section,
Oh, yeah, okay.
and
I
then,
see.
and then on the second page it says,
Central, okay,
central, I see it, yeah.
got it, got it.
Are these are all trees in the right of way?
There are trees in the right of way, and there are trees in the parks. We did Augusta Park, and we did what the new, the park on Brook Hollow, which is now named Creekside Park. So, and I guess in the end, I don't know why it says center, it should say Creekside. Oh, I see what I'm doing, yeah, I remember now, never mind. I have Creekside Park.
Would it be possible to email me these two, and I can get them ready for the next agenda?
Certainly, I can do it. Iris is out of town, but I'm sure she can do that.
Okay, yeah, just send it to me, then I'll set it up for including in our package. I can just scan this one, but I'll probably go in and just change that to say south area, and then, yeah, that's clear. Okay, yeah, if you don't mind.
And do you want a copy of this map, how we split it up?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, send that to
Can
me.
you send it to me as well?
Me too. Okay.
So the trunk side, is that the diameter?
It's the circumference. It's a circumference at breast height, that's what we were told.
Okay, and so is that true with yours too, Cindy? Yes. You have diameter, but it should be circumference?
On the veterans, yeah, diameter is exit circumference. Okay.
And so what do we do now that, with this information, now that we have all this, how do we move?
We're monitoring the trees from here to know, well, comply with Tree Free USA, I think is what it says.
And now, we did find there was a dead tree in Augusta Park, and there was a dead tree in Creekside Park. So I guess that needs to be noted and brought up to the city.
Okay, so we have a list, you're creating a list of dead trees in the right of way that need to be removed.
Well, these were in the parks.
Yeah, that would be the
City
same.
But yes, we have,
So we should have,
it's on here, it says somewhere dead.
Yeah, I see it, Creekside Park, 32 inches. 18, half dead, 8 inch, what, I'm not sure what that means. Okay, 3 trees, 32, then there's an 18, there's a half dead, 8 inch. In Creekside Park, it's on page 3.
And you know, I didn't even put the, oh yeah, I do have a dead tree on Augusta too. I looked at it, I don't have the compass. You don't do that, those are compass codes dead. So those will need, you know, the city will have to address those and get those down.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the next step is you guys, I'll include this in the package for agenda, you know, just to get it in front of the council, then I guess that becomes, part of the record for us. And then that's part of the checklist I've seen for that.
City.
Yeah,
Okay, inventory and monitoring those trees and keeping them healthy.
yeah.
Is the way I read them. They're getting the trees that you're saying, okay.
One thing to be aware of, the ordinance is gonna talk to diameter, you know, so, but that's okay, we can sort of calculate the circumference from this. But if it's the kind of tree we need to worry about, then we'll actually get a caliper measurement, you know, but anyway, I mean, we can tell it's, you know, 70-inch circumference. You know, that's probably, divide that by 3, you know, it's a big tree, so,
And we have some really beautiful trees.
yeah.
Anybody else have? So moving on.
So if we give you that list of the trees in the right of way, I know at least a couple are on here. Did you take a look at them? I'm thinking of a couple on Brook Hollow, Brook Meadow. Yeah, we didn't, I mean, maybe you guys wouldn't consider them dead, but we've had reports from citizens.
We can look at that again. We did. Those were the ones right on the street, right?
I think it's right on the edge of the street.
The ones.
Whereabouts, you know?
21.
21. Okay.
But, I mean, the list may have others that I'm not recalling.
Do you have a list then?
Do you have a list?
Can you send that to these guys and they can correlate that?
That's good.
Okay.
You have a list of that citizens have reported trees that are dead to the city. Okay. So I do have a question here real quick. So, would the city then put in their budget the removal of these dead trees that we identified? Will that be put into the budget next year?
It is already.
What?
It is already.
Yeah,
In
we
the budget?
have budget, for the, we need to go ahead and get the inventory, say, okay, these are the top priorities, we need to start taking the, it also sets a pretty good example for the rest of the city, so.
Dead trees are extremely dangerous. My younger brother had dead tree fall on his house. Fortunately, they just left the kitchen and it fell right down on the house. So, I mean, it does happen to people with a neighbor's tree. I've never had it.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Good, okay.
Okay, so Lauren's gonna send you a list of city dead trees, you correlate that with these spreadsheets. And then when you get a chance, send me the spreadsheets, and then I can incorporate that in a agenda request.
So let me ask you this, while we're still on the spreadsheets. You know, Iris and I did it differently. Which way would you prefer it so we can get it all into the same format?
I mean, this is easier to read, but on the other hand, spreadsheets, you can do things with them, you know, so I guess the spreadsheet.
The spreadsheet?
Okay.
Okay, then I'll put it all in the spreadsheet then.
Okay. Including the handwritten?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think so, even though, yeah, okay.
Go back and look at the canopy, if that's the question, is should we go back and look at the canopy? Y'all estimated the canopy of each tree? We didn't do that.
And we also noted, foliage, like Benny, Dent, there's a lot of trees that are losing leaves. They're very, very, fresh, they're happy. Which is not a good sign. Then you look at the base.
You know, if we could get that into, you know, basic spreadsheet form, with all of the data, then we can see where those blanks are pretty easily and go back and correct them. And you can just go with your, you know, with your phone and get into the document, just go, oh, heavy foliage, light thinning, whatever. So if I can help with that,
Okay.
happy to do that.
Yeah. So you think that's important for us to go back out and get the canopy?
I do, because it's an indication of a, tree going into.
Okay, but it's not crucial to do it right away.
No.
Okay.
No.
We can wait till where there's more.
Yeah. I think so.
More fun to be outside.
Just the consistency in the data across all the
The board would be
areas.
great.
Like,
Yeah, we don't have to do it right away.
Okay. Good. All right.
Any more questions, any comments on that? Okay. Discuss and take action on potential Arbor Day activities being held on our Texas Arbor Day event October 4th, 2022. Well, and Jacob brought up that, there's $60 or $65, you can get 100 saplings through Arbor Day Foundation. So, and it says you get to select species. And I love the idea of having a plant exchange.
I do too.
Because I love to get some plants. But also, I think that it would really cause neighborness, because I have this and you have that, and, you're talking about how you take care of this. So I think, and then if we gave away 100 trees, that would be a nice thing too. Yeah. We could plant a tree. And we don't know where it's gonna be yet, right? We don't know the location.
I've reached out to Danny at Camp Gudea, and there's a little bit of a conflict, but we think we can work it out. They've got a group coming in that night, so we'd have to, and so we would go from like our Arbor Day into National Night Out. So National Night Out, we just set the hour so it mixes there. So we can work that out. Camp Gudea would be nice because they might open up a swimming pool, and the last time we did a Woodcreek Day, they fed us for free. They had like hot dogs and stuff, and so they like doing that. They want to be part of the city. So we're encouraging that. But if it doesn't work out with them, then we would go to the golf course. If that works, if that doesn't work, then we'll come up with plan C. But we're pretty confident. Danny was just in Friday, and said, yeah, I think we can do it, but this, I've got to look at logistics. So we're going to meet hopefully later this week, and we can get that finalized. But I think the plans that you're talking about are great. Plant exchange, seed exchange, get at least 100 saplings, if not a couple hundred saplings. Maybe make a big deal about getting one or more planted. Have Western naturalists out to, have booths, or, even possibly like vendor, like a, landscape people or something, would pay us, pay $100 for a table to display their stuff and talk. Yeah, I don't know. So there's sky's the limit. We can do whatever we want. It's a first time deal. And I think under the circumstances, we should keep it, fairly simple and build from that. But, you know, I've already had some discussions with everybody, like, Hayes Trinity Groundwater Conservation District, has some funds that they said we might be able to use. There's the Meadow Center, you know, does this kind of stuff. So we can get as much or as little going as we want, but simple is good.
So
And
we
the
do
thoughts
need
are
a
great.
motion at this point. We do need a motion. So it could be something like, you know, board members, so-and-so are forming a subcommittee to work on planning it, or.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Well, let me ask this. We've got to have a budget item of, you know, twice, I think $2 per capita, is that what it is for the?
Tree City USA requires a budget of, yes, a community forestry program with an annual budget of at least $2 per capita.
Okay, well, would that, you think that would include, allocation for the Arbor Day activities?
Among other things. I mean, when we talked about it before, we said, well, we've got money allocated for, oak wilt remediation.
Okay,
That would go to that.
okay,
So,
so we should be
I
all
think
right.
actually trimming the trees goes to that, doesn't
yeah. So we don't have any problem meeting the $2 per capita
Okay,
already. I mean, that doesn't have to be the Arbor Day budget. That's overall, and we can make all of that
in
work.
terms of checking that box, though, we're probably okay, all right.
So who would like to be on the subcommittee to plan?
You need a motion to,
We talked about that.
it? I'm on the
Motion.
committee.
Motion to discuss the subcommittee for planning event for Arbor Day. Okay,
Well, a motion to create a subcommittee of, and you want to name the people.
do we have any volunteers?
one of the things on your subcommittee is it's a little tricky, because of open meetings. You know, you want a subcommittee that can be, you know, active. You know, so you don't want like 3 members of the board to be the subcommittee. You know, you can do 2, but you can't do 3. And then you can get, you know, anybody else to volunteer. I mean, I'm a volunteer.
Members of the board and then like Terry could help too, right? Is that what you're saying? Because she's an alternate?
Like if Dorothy was on as an alternate, you know, she's not a voting member, but I think technically she can't serve, you know, she would be part of a quorum, you know, and I don't know technically if that's true, but I don't think you should take the chance.
Oh,
But you could have Dorothy and Terry as co-chairs, and then we go out and get other volunteers.
they can recruit.
Yes.
Okay, so the community, good luck.
So is that the subcommittee, Dorothy, Terry?
No, I don't think Terry.
Oh, sorry.
I think enough she volunteered.
Not even. No.
You can volunteer to be on the
Yes.
subcommittee, whether you're a member of the board or not. It's just that when you do become an official member of the board, then you have to worry about being a quorum. Right now, you don't form a quorum.
Right.
It's just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they are, they still working. And, by the way, Chris Grummer, I mean, for the record, Chris Grummer, Councilmember Grummer, has been voluntold to do the, National Night Out component of it, and, will very much want to work with our group here, to make the whole thing a nice event.
Well, I think everyone will have.
So did we get a second on the motion?
Oh, I second it. Thank you for keeping us on track.
So now you can discuss.
Okay, one thing I would suggest to, I guess, the committee, or to, I guess, our committee as a whole, but someone ought to, I guess, Google Arbor Day Foundation and figure out how we get that $65 worth of tree saplings, you know?
I can do that.
Okay.
To do this.
Okay, do we need to vote on that or?
Chairperson Jones?
Yes.
Member Tazian? And Member Rasko?
Yes. Next on the agenda is 5, discuss and take appropriate action on budget request for material to educate the community.
Well, before we discuss it, we're supposed to make the motion.
Oh, make a motion. So, I make a motion that we discuss and take appropriate action on the budget request for materials to educate the community.
Well, it's supposed to be what you're gonna vote on, so it's a motion to spend whatever.
Okay. But, so we can discuss it now. So, okay, what materials do we want to educate the community? This is a big part of our mission, as I understand it, is to try to educate the community.
Educate on
Maintaining, preventing, keeping every tree live oak or not, whatever you have existing, healthy and needs free. So I'm asking people their ideas on how to educate the community, because it is very difficult to get people's attention.
Yeah.
It is a difficult task. So,
on Thursday, the forestry
mhm.
department is connecting, there may be, come on to you.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You know, they other area, communities that when you.
Another idea too, I mean, this is just an idea as we get further along and throwing this out here, is, I think door hangers can be kind of effective because, this is a problem I ran into by the end of the time I worked at the library. In the beginning, all I had to do was put something in the window review, then I had to put it out on Facebook, then I had to put it in different things, and then I had to put, it was like, it's so hard. People get there, some people get text, some people get email, some people do Facebook, some people do next door, so it's very difficult, but the door hangers is something that, it's hard for them to not see. Well, there's a lot of labor, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just do that.
Is there a place on the city website where you could put information if someone wanted to go in and look for it?
And wasn't Deborah gonna work on that, Jack? You wanted a special tab for Oakville?
There's already a Oakville page, that we can build on, of course. But it has links to, good material. I mean, what you said is true. I mean, it's like getting people to actually take the time to go to the website and look things up. So it's like, you really have to sort of take a multi-pronged approach. So, if we decide to, get a bunch of volunteers to go out and do door hangers, that's great. If we put it on the website, that's great. We got the oak wilt, pamphlet that we did so that we can hand it out on the Thursday meeting, but we can get materials like that and make them available. We could do a mailing, it'd be part of a newsletter that goes out to all citizens in the mail, so that it's every house, but it's we've got the radio station that can help. In fact, we talked a lot about oak wilt on the radio this morning on the show. So it's just like, you just keep it top of mind and just keep pumping it out there. And then, I mean, just the event in October 4th is, another educational opportunity, to get it out there as part of the budget. What you're talking about is a budget to do that. I know that you had said, $5,000 is probably a good number to look at.
And I would like to get,
as much free literature as we can from the extension office,
Mhm.
from their speakers who speak there, to invite them over. Their classes are starting in September for Master Gardner. Um, I have always gone to this Grow Green pamphlet. They have maybe 40 of these that they hand out free to Gardendale and numerous landscape suppliers.
Extension agents that pass these out.
This is several groups, the Watershed, Austin Energy, City Arborist Program, Austin Water, um, urbanforestry.org, Waterlines Austin. They all combine their resources to hand these out for free. Wow.
Yeah. And you know that little book that we love so much?
Yes,
You know, that's from the Grow Green people, $2.
Dick Peterson started, yes, yeah. So, I'd like to have these.
Yeah, we could definitely have those at,
These go hand in hand, I think. I like to see everybody in the city of Woodcreek have these two, so they can.
Yeah, another idea that I've always wanted to do and I just haven't done it is to just get with some of our master gardeners and master naturalists and just say, hey, you know what? You know, Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, we're going to meet at Augusta Park. And, you know, there's going to be a talk about, you know, native plants in your, whatever, you know, just, yeah, and just, you know, get it out on social media. And if you get 3 people or if you get, you know, 30, you know, it's all good.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of master naturalists and master gardeners. We've got some really talented people in town.
so we're talking about the budget, and the budget is $5,000 right now.
That was the request.
That was, yes, okay. Well, I think that, you could do a lot with $5,000. That's great. So,
Need money in more ways than one.
do I need to make a motion that $5,000? How do I word that?
You're gonna make a motion, to request a budget, or make a budget request for $5,000 for materials to educate the community.
Okay.
If you want to specify that some more, you can.
Okay, now I'm gonna make a motion, to have a budget request for $5,000 for materials to educate the community. Somebody needs to second their motion.
Do I have to say?
Okay, Board Member Teasing. Yes. Board Member Rasko?
Yes.
And Chairperson Jones? Yes. That was all on, any more comment, can I ask for any more comments on anything?
There's one item on your agenda that didn't get a number. And it said there may not be anything in the packet about it, but you might make a note, like the wording above item number 2, about grant packet application. You see that?
Create an application.
Yeah. And apply for the wildlife co-op grant. Oh.
So you might want to just look over that and sort of give it thought. I don't know that there's enough there for you to work with at this time. But there are monies available.
What I'd suggest you do is to reach out to Chris, and he'll probably have, you know, the information on what that grant is and the process for that. Do you have Chris's contact info, you guys?
I don't think I do. I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think someone just reach out to Chris, see what the grant is and the process. Chris is pretty up to speed on that. And then see if it's appropriate for us, you know?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, so then I guess, entertain a motion from Monica to reach out to Chris Grummer and explore the grant process. So someone want to make that motion?
I make a motion for Monica to contact Chris Summers, to explore the possibilities of agreement. Application for one.
Tree board to research, create, and apply.
Thank you. Have a second.
So Chairperson Jones?
Yes.
Vice Chair Rasko? Yes. And Board Member Casey? Yes.
Any more comments, any more to discuss?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
There you go.
That is fun. Best part.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is such good work. I can't believe y'all guys got this done,
I
man.
know, that's amazing.
Crazy.
It really wasn't, I just thought it was, I just thought it was gonna be overwhelming. Dorothy and I just went out to the restaurant. The only about the next three tables. I never thought that I did.
No, we had somebody here earlier, to make public comment.